flitter, it's you and the senorita. Woofer blowing up the tweeter, cause it's me up in the speaker. Back in the mama seat, the top down like a player. And the sound up in your ears, it is the dopest rhyme sayer. Running game like a cheater, I'm balling like Derek Jeter.
So, Funkhauser.
What?
Are you happy and settled in your relationship with Canadian Jane? Is that going well? I mean, look, holidays can be a bit of a make or break period. But is that going well? Is that a thing for you still?
Yeah, it's a
Seems
thing
like
for
it
me.
is.
Everything's good, yeah.
Oh, well.
What? Does the news say otherwise today?
No, the news does not say otherwise today. It's just that if you had hit a bit of a stumbling block in your relationship with Canadian Jane, the holidays often evidence the cracks in a relationship. If something is not fit to go the distance, the time that you're going to find out is during the stressful Yuletide freaking season. That's 100% for sure. It's a challenging time for everybody, a very challenging time for people in relationships. And had that gone badly wrong, and I'm glad to say that it has not, you should have started online dating. This past Sunday just gone by. Past Sunday just gone by is Dating Sunday. It's the biggest day of the year for online dating. And if you're going to go out and get you some, that would have been the day to do it, as evidenced by Jimmy Kimmel.
You know, the Sunday after New Year's is supposed to be the biggest day of the year for online dating. I guess when the clock strikes midnight and you have no one to kiss, it makes an impact on you. So a lot of single people go online looking for love. Match.com is trying to brand yesterday, the first Sunday after New Year's Day, Dating Sunday, which is good. Yesterday is Dating Sunday. Today is Bachelor Monday, and tomorrow is STD Tuesday. It really goes...
So, yeah, you, by staying in a happy, committed relationship, you miss out on all the joys of, Are
you single? Are you a single person? You should join the AD show. Meet the love of your life.
We'll hook you up with other with other desperately unhappy, lonely people who are willing to settle, and then you too can have an itchy, burning sensation in your most intimate of areas. So glad to hear that everything is ship-shape with Canadian Jane. Good job, Funkhauser, on staying the course with your international relationship.
Thank you. Keeping diplomatic relations on par.
Yeah, doing your very best for relations with the Great White Frozen North. Not many people are willing to enter into meaningful relationship with the folks in the Great White Frozen Tundra with the unnatural fondnesses for moose. But Funkhauser is willing to take one for the team and strengthen Canadian-American relations. And for that, we thank him. Thank you, Funkhauser.
Yes, doing it for America.
Actually, like, Canadian Jane's like a really kind of cool, interesting girl, right?
Yeah, I mean, she has to be if she's with Funkhauser. Come on.
Let's just pull this one over the side of the Reality Turnpike. She's an animator, right? She makes cartoons.
Yeah, she does. She makes cartoons for children's.
That's really cool.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome. When you first started dating her, did you have anybody attempt to block your hookup? Did you have friends that got in the way in some way, shape, or form?
Not really, no, huh? No.
Yeah, well, it happens often, as evidenced by comedian Pablo Francisco.
He's Captain Sexbugger. That's right, my roommate. Every guy has his own technique. My roommate does, too. Every guy denies it, too. Dude, it's bros before us. All right, I would never do that. Every guy has a technique. When it's outside the bars, my roommate would do this to me. I'd be like, this close to getting a girl home. I'd be like, you want to party? Yeah, let's do it. You're hot. Okay, let's go. Let me go to the bathroom and I'll be right back. And my roommate, did you know he has herpes? Are you serious? Oh my God. I don't know you, but I care about you. Yeah, and he has herpes. Don't look over there. He's over there. I'm sorry, my God. I'm getting out of here. This is terrible. Hey, where'd she go? Who did this to me? Captain Sexbugger!
Also, I mean, because you are in a committed relationship.
You wouldn't do that to me, would you? If you knew something about me, like, the whole airplane flight thing, you wouldn't tell her about that, would you?
No, of course not. No, I would never.
You're a
I
bro,
never,
right?
It's not even being a bro. It's minding your own freaking business is what it is. Now, here's the thing. If I thought she was a horrendously awful, terrible person and you were about to make a humongous mistake, I would talk to you about it. I would be like, dude, I think she has herpes. But, no, I would never do that. Never have done that to a bro. Never will do that to a bro. And I don't even need to apply some hackneyed crutch of a term like bro to the whole situation. It's just good manners is what it is, not to get in the way. But you being in a committed relationship, you know what you could probably use after the holidays? Cashola. Yep. And you can start the year off right listening to Real Radio FM. Cash in and win $1,000. Real Radio 104.1, weekdays 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Text the keyword you hear at the top of the hour roundabouts to 45495 for your chance to win a cool grand in cash. New keyword announced each and every hour. More info at realradio.fm.
From your radio live and uncut. Tonight you're cutting loose and having fun. Cause that's my job and my job's about to get done. Yeah, that's how I'm operating. And I thank motherfucker for cooperating. When I say put your hands up, touch the sky. If you're really feeling really good, then wave them from side to side. It's time for a little rebellion. And this hellion in front of you is telling you the things you gotta do. Check 1, 2. Real Radio 104.1.
Where the left and right come together for fundamental truths. AD on the radio.
Every day you're going and working, running that rat race and that pace and that place will leave a bad taste for anyone, everyone working day after day. So buddy, I gotta say, there's gotta be a better way, yeah. And you do what they told ya. Company man, feel it, a mindless little soldier. How can you live like that and maintain your composure before it's begun? Your life's already freaking over. Yeah, I do.
So we are joined on the show today by our former intern, Concept 714, host of Wake the Flock Up. You can check it out at waketheflockup.net.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. This is Concept 714, host of waketheflockup.net, the #1 hip hop podcast in the world. You are now listening to AD on your radio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Again. I'm sitting right here. I don't understand.
Oh, he's here. He's actually here in person.
I don't understand the need for the promo, but I appreciate it.
Our former, hey, it's like the national anthem playing before Rocky comes out. I
love it.
It's heralding your appearance on the show is what it is doing, and it should be heralded. Why? Because our former intern has, in no time whatsoever, since leaving the show, has become the host of the #1 hip hop podcast on the internet, Wake the Flock Up, which you can check out online at waketheflockup.net. Whether or not you're into the subject matter of the show, which tends to revolve mostly around independent hip-hop, you should listen because he has a way of pulling stories out of the people that he interviews and making everybody fascinating no matter who they are or what they do. It's definitely worth a listen. And you are here on the show today not only because you like to hang out every now and then, but also because apparently you have some very, very big news.
Oh, news?
News? Is there news? Wait, hold on. Don't give me the news, but confirm, yes or no. Do you have very big news?
I have
No. We're not doing the news now.
No, this is just a drum roll for the affirmation.
Whether or not he had... Okay.
One more time.
Do you...
Well, I am here to say...
No, wait. Don't give us the news. Just tell us whether or not you've got it.
That I have herpes, so you should warn that girl on the bar. And I do have big news.
All right, so he has big news, and because this is an important radio lesson for you to learn, Concept 714, you have humongous news, big news, the news that I think will shake your listeners to their very foundation, and you're going to announce it here on the AD show. Is this correct?
Yes.
All right, so this is the radio lesson because we want to keep people listening. We're going to do your news at the end of the show.
Oh.
You'll have to wait to find out what Concept 714's momentous news happens to be. And until then, a tease. Until then, we will get on with the bulk and the body of the show. Funkhauser, what is the title of today's show?
Stop the violence, or I'll kick your ass.
Yeah. There's a reason for that. A Stop the Violence campaign went very badly wrong over in New Jersey. And we'll get into exactly what happened. And you know what? The irony would be hilarious and delicious if it wasn't so tremendously sad. We'll talk about what happened during a quote-unquote peaceful rally in Newark, New Jersey, not so long ago. After we continue with the news. In no way, shape, or form fair, certainly not balanced. Our segment, My Witness News. Now, who's reading the news today? Is it Concept? You gonna do that? Fun Cows? You gonna do that? Oh, by the way,
hi, I'm here with the news. How are you? Yeah. I'm sorry.
I like the Christian Mingle one. I'm into that one. Have you seen the farmer commercial one? Where only farmers can join?
Yeah.
Yes. Isn't it lonelyfarmers.com or onlyfarmers.com?
Farmersonly.com.
Well, I grow a certain crop. I don't know if you would categorize it as farming crops, but it's a crop nonetheless. I don't know if I would classify as a farmer myself, but
I spent the holidays in farmland. In farmland, and got to speaking to old Uncle Randy. And you know what? To borrow a phrase from the hip-hop community, it is tough out there for a pimp should you happen to be a farmer. Like, being a farmer is no fun whatsoever. It really, really isn't. I mean, look, the people that do it, you have to be grandfathered into it now. You have to sort of like have land that's been passed down through generations, and it's a whole big deal, and it's gotten to be very scientific, and it's gotten to be as much as there are scientific advancements in the world of farming, it is no less of a precarious existence. The expression, lose the farm, bet the farm, you know where that comes from? That comes from, it was a little chilly in July, therefore your crops are wiped out and you have to, you got to mortgage your entire home to keep going. It's no fun being a farmer. It's rewarding, but it is a tough and it is a precarious existence. I got talking to Uncle Randy, the farmer, over the holidays, and it came out that it hasn't gotten any easier with all the technological advancements. I was like, you kind of till the soil with the help of computers in this day and age. Doesn't that make everything better and more efficient? And he was like, it does, yet somehow nobody seems to be making more money. It stops you from making dangerous, foolhardy decisions, and it does help a little bit, but ultimately the existence of the farmer is still tough. And it really got me thinking. The crop that I'm guessing that Concept 714 is alluding to is now the single biggest cash crop in the state of California. Marijuana is in a state where agriculture is the main industry. Marijuana is the main cash crop. And you know what? It just really made me think, like, how much easier would it make life for farmers over the rest of the country if, they were allowed to grow marijuana and ship it out to places where it was legal. And it really did make me think, the whole legalization of marijuana is a fantastic way, and I don't smoke and I'm not interested in smoking it, but it'd be a fantastic way to give back to the people upon which this nation was founded, the farmer. That's what I took away from my conversation with Uncle Randy over the holidays. We will get into the news. Also, Young Baca, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining Concept 714 and coming in today.
I appreciate it, man. It's a pleasure to be here.
You will never be good enough. You will never be one of us. You will never be good enough. You know why? Your parents sucks, and you're going well, and that's why no one cares. And you should be aware. You should know your parents sucks. So go get a day job. You unspecial douche one. You tell him it's out his mouth. Just put the guitar down. By now you would have moved on from trying. Every time you step on stage, your hopes and dreams, they should be dying. Cream rises to the top, you got to the middle and top. You scale the heights of mediocrity and mean nothing in this city. Trying out for you, giving your blood, sweat, and tears. Yet there's no one at your shows or listening to your lame ass demos. Your name is a name that no one really knows, and you're never gonna be on the radio.
Have mercy, this is Billy F. Gibbons right here, and you're listening to AD on the radio.
Like most kids from a privileged white upper-middle-class suburban background, for a significant portion of his childhood, he was pretty convinced he was down. AD on the radio.
Yeah, let's go. Talking that mess, better act like you know. Let's go tonight. Walk away, punk, yeah,
a quote-unquote peaceful rally in Newark, New Jersey went badly wrong. And, it turned ugly. And there was a tremendous amount of violence. We'll get into that. And it would be hilariously ironic if it wasn't so tremendously sad. We'll get into exactly what happened a little while ago. Also, I don't know if you caught this or not, but Jim Brown, arguably one of the greatest football players of all time, went after the Black Lives Matter movement on TV the other day. And it was an interesting one, to be sure. We'll talk about that a little later on in the show. Right now, though, let's get into the events of today in our segment, My Witness News in no way, shape, or form fair. Certainly not balanced. Funkhauser or Concept, whoever's reading the news today, what is going on?
I'm on vacation.
You're on vacation?
Already.
All right. Okay. Concept?
Sir, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Rob Kardashian reportedly has diabetes.
Yeah, saw that. Mm-hmm. Rob Kardashian has diabetes. Doctors say he can keep it under control with diet and with exercise. So I don't think he's going to be keeping it under control. It's weird. It is weird to hear about a Kardashian having a disease that doesn't result in an itchy, burning sensation in the nethermost intimate part of one's anatomy that can't be treated with penicillin. Definitely odd. I guess that's what with the diabetes, that now means between the however many there are of them, 5 of them.
It's 47 today.
Marilyn who?
Marilyn Manson. Wow.
Yeah.
47? Hold on a second.
Something, I kind of felt like he would be older. I don't know.
Yes.
I guess. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, he's 47. I would imagine he's celebrating the same way he always does, by making painfully sad attempts to seem edgy and shocking. You know, I went to see Marilyn Manson a little while ago. And by a little while, I mean a few years back. And I'd never seen him live before. And it was good. Like, don't get me wrong, it was a good show. He definitely knows how to perform. He had a really good band behind him. They sounded good. They, put on a rock and roll show. But I left feeling a little confused and a little perplexed, only because I was like, what the hell? What the hell happened? Did I miss something while I was in the bathroom? Is that when the sacrifice of a virgin happened? Where were the goat leggings? Where was the pentagram? Where was the thing? Like, at no point during the course of a Marilyn Manson show did I see anything that I thought meant that I'd blown it with God. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, I'm still going to heaven after watching this, and that doesn't seem right. And it was after that Marilyn Manson show where I was like, this is kind of like the king of shock rock. And there's absolutely nothing shocking about it whatsoever. Like, don't get me wrong, it was good, but in terms of being dangerous, it didn't seem that way at all. I was disappointingly unfrightened after watching my first and only Marilyn Manson show. It was a sad day. There's a compilation of unintentionally funny news reports about heavy metal. Most of them come from the 80s when people were actually afraid of it. Check this out.
Good evening. They'll be rocking and rolling in Jackson a week from Saturday.
They'll be doing it to the beat of a different drum, heavy metal music.
What can city commissioners do when a death fest comes to town? Not much, it seems.
One thing is for sure, Satan sells. No matter how you slice it, it's not the heavy metal bands like Black Sabbath and Kiss that are losing money in the current record industry depression. In fact, some new groups seem to be picking up that satanic smell of success. Is this a ridiculous notion, or is Satan rampant in rock?
His mother says he was a normal, happy boy until he became obsessed with black metal music.
I want to see it banned. I want to see it off the face of the earth.
It's been associated with satanic worship, suicide, and animal sacrifice. But is death metal music just hype or something that could actually hurt your kids?
Certain kinds of musical expressions have the potential to serve as a medium for evil spirits to work through.
Mm-hmm.
Waka waka.
Waka waka. Anybody think there's actually any sort of real danger left in music in any way, shape, or form in this day and age?
I mean, without getting too
only if you zap yourself while plugging in your computer.
I mean, music is definitely influential to your mood. to the way you think. People play music to have better dreams. And I mean, so why would it not be used in a negative way also by people that want to use it that way, you know? You can't deny that it's definitely influential on your lifestyle. So why would it not be a negative influence as well, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't.
And we're not talking only fully grown, mature adults listen to music. I mean, 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old children are listening and growing up with those concepts, those ideas, with that energy, approaching the world with the same vibe. I mean, that's why I love hip-hop so much. It's so one... you can take what you want from it and do your best. And even, in hip-hop reaches a certain standard of what it would be required to be called hip-hop. When rock music, you can throw in whatever you want as long as you got some sick guitar riffs behind it. Someone will listen to it. So, I mean, I am a result of music influencing somebody's life. So just imagine if all you hear is Satan as God over and over again. What kind of effect is that going to have on you, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know if it has any effect on anyone. Because, I grew up, equal parts in the metal and the hip-hop scene, and often found that nobody really took the music seriously. They thought it was kind of interesting. They thought it was kind of interesting that people, in the black metal community or the death metal community were doing what they were doing. But they were I met Bill Steer, the guitar player for Napalm Death once, and he was the nicest dude in the world. When I was in the 8th grade, we played video games while waiting for a plane together. I was like, wow, your records are about a bunch of effed up stuff, but you're super nice. He's like, oh yeah, we're just having a bit of fun is what we're doing. And
more Super Mario 3, kid.
You know what is very interesting, though? Have you guys ever heard of a band called Cannibal Corpse?
Yes, absolutely.
Funkhauser?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think there's a single song title of theirs that I can actually say on the air. But one day, while I was still in a band, my car breaks down because it was a piece of crap. And I wait for the tow truck to arrive. Tow truck shows up, and I got to get it towed to the garage and find out what the damage is to my piece of crap car. So I'm talking to the tow truck driver, and he's like, so what do you do? I was like, I'm in this band. We spend most of the time on the road, and so, needing a car is not really necessarily an everyday thing. So if it takes them a while to fix it, that's cool. We're hitting the road in a little while. And he was like, oh, I can understand that. I used to be in a band, too. I was like, no kidding. Which band? He was like, Cannibal Corpse. I was just like, whoa, wait, hold on. Hold the phone, Andy. You were in Cannibal Corpse? And he was like, yeah. And so he's telling me all these stories of his time in Cannibal Corpse. And he's the nicest guy in the world. And I was like, well, I have to ask. You seem like a really nice individual. But I've heard your records, and that's some really effed up stuff, dude. Is that real deal? Was that really the attitude of the band, or was it all for show? He was like, oh no, that's why I left. I couldn't take the constant darkness. He was like, you know how we would write those songs? I was like, no, how? He was like, we would make our own PCP, wow. Angel Dust. They would make their own Angel Dust. He was like, and then we'd get high out of our mind on homemade PCP, and then we take a piece of paper and think, what would we do right now to the person we hated the most if we had them in the room with us? That was our creative process. And it was so dark, and it was so drug-fueled, and it was so unhealthy. He was like, I have a wife, and she wasn't cool with that, and, I realized it wasn't a good way for me to be, and so hence I am now driving the tow truck that has taken your car back to the garage to get fixed. And I was like, wow, there really are... So some of you guys, some of you black metal guys, some of you death metal guys, some of you doom metal guys, some of you however you want to slice it. Some of you guys are really scary individuals. You're not just, dudes that sit around backstage drinking milk in your dressing rooms. And he's like, no, most people are of the variety that sit around drinking milk in their dressing rooms. But, there's Cannibal Corpse, and there were a few others that definitely walked it like they talked it in terms of being scary individuals. None more scary than, I think, Count Grishnak of Burzum. That Norwegian guy who killed a member of a rival satanic metal band in Norway, and I think burned down churches and stuff. So some people occasionally do walk it like they talk it. Marilyn Manson turns 47 today and is not one of them. All right, let's continue with the news. What else is going on, Concept?
Let's see here. Okay. President Obama is set to make a series of executive orders to increase gun control.
Yeah, did you see him cry this morning?
No, he cried? Do we have audio?
No, he talked for an hour this morning around 9 Pacific, and in the middle of it, a lot of memes are out there on the interwebs there about him tearing up in the middle of it. Some people are saying it's fake, though.
Yeah, as we were saying yesterday on the show, if Obama wants to do something with regard to controlling guns, first thing he has to do is ban Michelle from doing any more curls. I would imagine that people shooting guns can be very distracting while he's playing golf. All right, Concept 714, you have guns, you like guns, you think people should have guns. What do you make of this?
I own guns.
I've seen your guns on the interwebs.
I've been arrested, pulled over a couple times for carrying around these guns.
Wait, you've been arrested for carrying them around?
Yeah, I mean, look at these guns, bro. Like, I own guns. I believe that I think it's very important for a man to be able to protect the home he lives in and protect his and his family. I don't see how increasing gun control is going to stop the bad guys from getting guns. Yes, cases are where they bought them legally and this, that, and the other. I understand that. I get it. But cartels and gangs, I mean, they're not buying and getting the guns under their name. You know what I mean? Like, that's not happening. Should there be more serious tests done? Sure. I mean, like, it shouldn't just be a box you check to make sure you're legally okay or mentally okay to own them. But I don't know if... Because what happens is when there's a bad guy with a gun, we have to wait till the good guys with the guns get there. So if there's guns present there already, then you don't have that issue. So I don't understand the mentality of take away the guns and that way less people have guns and then now the bad guys are really going to just go rampant, right? Because they know for a fact no one has a gun now.
You know, it's there's so many people that would love to make this a simple issue, and it's really, really, really not. And I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly what series of executive orders to increase gun control Obama is thinking of taking, or is going to be taking, or what have you. What's interesting, I find, though, is that even my Second Amendment loving friends in Texas, like, I mean, all you got to do is walk into a room of those guys and say guns, and they all have to turn away because they've gone from 6 to noon. Like, they get rather excited about the concept of firearms, and even those guys are just like, the whole mental health issue with regard to gun ownership, that's something that maybe we could look into a little bit. So we'll wait and see how this all plays out. It's an interesting one. I've never had a gun. I never have. But there's been 1 or 2 times where I wished I did. And I don't want my ability to have a gun taken away from me. Like, where I live now, I don't feel like it's necessary. But... look, there's in Texas where I spent a lot of my time. The average home has the master bedroom downstairs, and it is not uncommon to have like sliding glass doors out to the yard, and that leaves you kind of freaking exposed. It's a done thing. It's weird because on the East Coast, all the master bedrooms tend to be up. All the bedrooms tend to be upstairs. If you've got a 2-floor house, the bedrooms are going to be upstairs, the living areas and the dining areas and the kitchen going to be downstairs. But in Texas, for whatever reason, it's really, really common to have the master bedroom and maybe even all of the bedrooms downstairs. And that leaves you a little freaking exposed on the ground floor level, especially if you do have those sliding glass doors out to the yard, and that's how your home was made, and you'd love to get different doors and something a little bit more secure, but you can't because that's really expensive and involves major renovation on your home. If I ever found myself living in that situation, I would probably want to have a gun in the nightstand for sure. So, I don't know. We'll wait and see how this all plays out. The news continues when we return. Plus, oh my gosh, Concept 714 has something very big to announce, which we'll do later on in the show.
This is my United States of whatever. Picture me giving a damn, I said never. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want, how I want. Every day you're going and working, running that rat race at that pace, in that place will leave a bad taste for anyone, everyone. The day, so buddy, I gotta say to you, there's gotta be a better way, yeah. And you do what they told ya. Company man, feel it, a mindless little soldier. How can you live like that and maintain your composure before it's begun? Your life's already freaking over. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want, how I want. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want, how I want. This is my United States of whatever. Picture me giving a damn, I said never. Yeah. steady paycheck isn't worth what you sold. So I won't do what you tell me. I'm not your drone worker, I'm the AD Roundtree, smartest guy in the room at all time, which is why I will do what I want and I will always stay fly. Radio 104.1.
Now, more AD on the radio.
Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving you a musical savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD again. Nobody rock a party better than me. Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving you a musical savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD again. Nobody rock a party better than me.
So last week, activists staged a protest on the steps of City Hall in New Jersey to demonstrate against violence. It was a protest that, while it was an anti-violence initiative, turned ironically violent. And we'll get into exactly what happened a little later on in the show. Right now, though, let's continue with our take on the events of today. My Witness News in no way, shape, or form fair. Certainly not balanced. Guest read today by our former intern, Concept 714, who is now host of the #1 hip-hop podcast on the internet, Wake the Flock Up, which you can check out at waketheflockup.net. What else is happening in the world, Concept?
Fox Megyn Kelly says she was violently ill the day she moderated the GOP debate.
Yeah, Fox's Megyn Kelly said she was violently ill. Whenever I hear of someone being violently ill, have you ever been what would be described as violently ill, Concept?
Yes. Well, I've been drastically hungover. And
drastically hungover?
I mean, like, bad. And I think that kind of fits, right? That's about right. I doubt she was hungover.
Yeah, probably not. She probably didn't really tie one on the day before. But you never know. Stranger things have happened. So that's your definition of violently ill, yes. Unbelievably hungover. Let's check in with Young Baca, who is hanging out in the background today. But I'm curious to get his take on what is your definite. Have you ever been violently ill? And if so, what does that entail? Now, you're new to radio, so describe this and any bodily functions that may go with it carefully.
Yeah. I've had nights where I come home, I throw up maybe 4 or 5 times. I sit down for 2 seconds, have to get up again, go to the restroom, throw up another 4 or 5 times. Maybe it's because I drunk too much, or whatever the case is, I've been violently ill.
I've had food poisoning. You know what I mean? Where like I ate something and then a couple hours later, I'm like shaking in my bed with the cold sweats and drastic diarrhea, just like projected, I mean that. But if she's saying she was drastically ill, she seemed perfectly fine to me. She was really,
violently ill.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. She might be exaggerating a little bit.
Yeah, I think
she's violently hot, isn't she?
Yeah. I think the most violently I've ever been ill was there was one time where in the middle of the night I woke up and I was I had to run to the bathroom, and it was projecting from both extremities of my body. Wow. I was sat down on the throne and horking my guts up into the bathtub at the same time, and I was just and you know what? I thought I was dying. Does
that ever happen to you when you're on a date or you're with your significant other?
Well, so interestingly enough, the girl I'm with at the time, way back when, was like, oh my God, should I call an ambulance? I was like, yes, call an ambulance. And she's just about to dial the phone to call an ambulance because literally I thought like the life was leaving my body. I was just like, I had no idea what was going on. I thought the pain and I almost lost consciousness. And she was like, before I call him, did you eat anything unusual today? And I was like, yeah, I ate a meat stick from a food cart in Queens in the middle of the summer. And she was like, you idiot, you've got food poisoning. Just write it out, dum-dum. I'm going back to bed. And I was just like... oh man.
I found some old sushi in the back of my fridge. I thought I'd give it a go.
Yeah. So basically, on the hottest day of the year in New York City, I'd eaten some mystery meat off of a food cart in Queens, in New York, and that was all she wrote. That was violently ill.
You could
So
be you could be a cannibal now, AD. You have no idea.
Yeah, Fox's Megyn Kelly says she was violently ill the day she moderated the GOP debate. Lesson here: don't eat Chipotle before moderating a debate. What else?
Okay, Kim Jong-un says he's ready for war in 2016.
Yep, that's his New Year's resolution. Kim Jong-un says he's ready to go to war in 2016. Based on his appearance, the first things I would declare war on if I was Kim Jong-un would be supercuts and Twinkies. That's not a good look. Oink, oink, my good Korean man. Go on, what else?
Cardiologists are studying why women suffer from a condition called broken heart syndrome.
Well, based on my Facebook feed, I'd say it's something to do with Zayn leaving One Direction. What else?
Come on with that trend.
Amazing CEO Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos.
Some may call him amazing as well.
Yeah, made 29.5. Wow, hold on. That number is just staggering. $29.5 billion last year. That's with a B. Billions.
Amazon CEO. I wonder if it's him or Amazon in general. Did Amazon make $29.5 billion, or did he personally make $29.5 billion?
If he owns stock and this, that, and the other,
who knows?
I can see both scenarios. But
yeah, absolutely. Neither one would surprise me.
Yeah,
I make .001 that. .0000001.
I think you need to add some more zeros after the point.
Yeah.
Easily the most money someone's made handling packages since Jenna Jameson, who now follows me on Twitter, by the way.
Nice.
Let's send her a form letter and get her on the show.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she's
Dear Sir / Madame.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about Jenna Jameson? Super right wing, very political on Twitter. Like, she followed me, I was like, well, of course I'm going to follow you back. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jenna Jameson. That much of my
real one or
youth.
some.
No, the real one. She, right when, for whatever the hell reason, I got verified on Twitter, she followed me. I guess maybe she's keeps track of, or she's got some sort of bot that keeps track of people that have been verified on Twitter and decides what. When I got verified, a bunch of verified people followed me, and I don't know how or why any of this happens, but it happened. And so I've been following her, and she is unbelievably right-wing, super anti-Obama, very into guns, very into... It's a really, really interesting phenomena that she... 5 out of every 6 tweets with her are politically related. One more last piece of news.
Brazil is heading for its worst recession in more than 100 years.
Yeah.
Saudi Brazil?
Financial things.
What's that?
Saudi Brazil. Brazil's heading for the worst recession in more than 100 years.
Yes.
It's gotten really bad there. Getting so bad that the women can't even afford complete bathing suit bottoms.
With puppies. Dad gotta join the human race. Time for a yawn and a stretch and a walk, you see.
Now, someone who everybody wants to punch in the face. AD on the radio.
Turn it up loud, 'cause you know you love the sound. Rock the radio, 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 AD on the radio, the radio, the radio, rock 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 the radio, AD on the radio, the radio, the radio.
Hey, Funkhauser.
What?
How long do we have left in the show? Is it this segment? Like, time always flies when Concept 714 comes on the show. So
we have a good quarter hour. A quarter hour. You know what that is, Concept? What's a quarter hour?
A quarter hour, 25 minutes?
Oh, close.
20 minutes.
Oh, you're getting closer.
Oh,
15.
That's a third of an hour. There you go.
10.
Oh, you got it with 15.
How involved are you with your children's math homework?
7.5. We're done? We're finished?
That's good, yeah.
Okay.
No, let's ask Concept some more math questions. I enjoyed that part of the show.
Don't do that.
It's fun to watch other people squirm. All right, one or two more pieces of news, and then we'll get into...
Okay. Saudi Arabia severed diplomatic ties with...
Saudi Brazil? Did what now?
Hold on.
Did what now?
There's trouble... Hey, are you sitting down, AD? There's trouble in the Middle East.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I just breathe. I know you're shocked and appalled at this moment, but Saudi Arabia severed diplomatic ties with Iran.
Yeah. Yep.
They bid them a good day. Good day, sir.
This could trigger violence.
Oh, what?
The likes of which this could trigger violence, the likes of which the Middle East hasn't seen since 5 minutes ago. Go on.
What the hell you say? Come on. Pizza Hut and Papa John's are currently engaged in a price war.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whose side are you on?
This could get more violent than the Iran Saudi Arabia thing.
Yeah.
Whose side are you on there, by the way? Before you...
I'm a Pizza Hut guy. If I got to choose between those two, I got to say.
Really? What if Papa John's offers sweeter savings?
Ooh.
I like my pizza without a side of creep. Thank you.
It is creepy. Also, how he sits on that stool. Did he have to sit on that stool? Just
Dude,
creepy.
so that guy
arches his back. It's just weird.
I've met the Papa John's guy numerous times, numerous times. He's based in Texas. He comes to the BuzzFest, which one of my stations puts on twice a year. He's a regular at that, and I've met the guy numerous times. And he's a nice enough individual, and what he's done with Papa John's is very, very impressive. As is the amount of plastic surgery he's had, which I think contributes to the uncomfortableness when you see him on TV and you're like, but I will say this, Papa John's though, yum, 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 yum. And Pizza Hut, Papa John's currently engaged in a price war. Do you have a prediction for winner? Anyone in the room?
Pizza Hut.
Yeah. I think Papa John's too falutin. You know what I mean? Like, it's just too fancy of a thing to
Yeah, they won't lower their standards.
Nah, they won't.
I gotta take you out to a restaurant at some stage in the game. The concept. If Papa John's is too highfalutin and fancy for you, I gotta take you out for a dining experience that will knock your socks off. A little place called Domino's. So wait, hold on. Let me understand this. You say Papa John's is too fancy to win the price war, meaning they won't cut corners on the quality of their ingredients?
They don't want to diminish their brand by saying, "Oh, okay, we'll lower our prices." No. They want to be the.
They don't care about cheapest.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Papa John does not care about fat people. Little Caesars is $5 for an entire pizza. Can either one of them beat that price? I think
wrapped in
not.
bacon.
You're darn right, wrapped in bacon.
Like they do that pizza that's wrapped in, what is it, 1.5 foot of bacon? Besides, you know what? Little Caesars has far and away the catchiest jingle I have ever heard. I couldn't sing you a Pizza Hut or a Papa John's jingle, but I've had this stuck in my head for the last year and a half. Bite, bite, sip, sip, do the deep dish conga mambo, which is...
Hey, do you know if these three pizza people are nationwide? I wonder if our Orlando audience is who's Papa John?
And why? Everybody knows Papa John's.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Papa John's. He buys those Super Bowl ads.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Anyways. I don't... Pizza Hut and Papa John's can go at it with price wars as much as they want, but I predict that the biggest winner will be childhood obesity. All right. Yeah. Wait, we have another piece of pizza-related news. Let's just do this before we finish up the show.
One more slice before we get out.
One more slice.
Ew.
News, read it.
Domino's Pizza employees have been arrested. Wow. For stabbing a customer who was angry about a late pizza. Wait. So the employees have been arrested. They stabbed the customer who was angry.
Yeah. This happened nearby my house, too.
Wow. About a late pizza.
Wait a second. So this happened near your house. Do you ever order Domino's pizza, Funkhauser? Because chances are, all the time. So chances are you've had Stabby McPizza, dude.
Yeah.
You've had Stabby McStabbalot, the Domino's pizza.
Yeah, can I have my pizza without lacerations this time? Thank you.
Wow. So you've probably been handed a pizza by the guy that stabbed someone.
Could be. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
At least with their mood when they showed up. I thought I might be next.
I like pizza delivery guys because A, they bring me delicious pizza. B, they listen to the radio a lot as they drive around. So over the years when I've been taking phone calls, I'll get lots of calls from pizza delivery dudes being like, "Yo, can you play this? This is all I listen to and drive around delivering pizza."
In fact, if you're listening right now, you should tweet us a picture of your pizza that you're delivering. If you're out there doing it.
Sure.
That would be nice.
At Funk FM, at ADSXE.
I'm hungry.
At Concept714 with a K.
Yes, sir.
Here's the thing. He did stab the customer who was angry about a late pizza delivery. In fairness to the employee, the customer forgot to uncheck the getting stabbed option on his Domino's app. So there's that.
He sent a knife instead of a pizza slice. Texted.
He's like, all right, okay, this is an odd request, but I'll do it, I guess.
So the irony in this situation would be delicious if it wasn't so terribly sad. Rival black activist groups brawled with each other during a peaceful rally, so-called, in Newark. Last week, activists staged a protest on the steps of City Hall in New Jersey to demonstrate against violence. The event was organized by a group of activists led by this dude, Salam Ismail, who's co-chair of the New Jersey Study Commission on Violence, which is interesting because it sounds, when you hear the words New Jersey Study Commission on Violence, it sounds very intellectual. It doesn't sound like a group of people that would be hot-headed when it came to solving problems. And the other person who is who's chair of the New Jersey Study Commission on Violence is Abdul Muhammad, longtime Newark anti-violence activist. They announced their intention to speak directly with the mayor of Newark, Ras Baraka. They spoke to reporters, and this is what happened. Some of the Baraka supporters started heckling the anti-violence protesters. So the shouting soon escalated and turned into a fight between the activists and the Baraka supporters. The New Jersey Star-Ledger's photographer captured images of the fight. One showed a man lying on the ground with another man standing above him, choking him. There's a guy there, Thomas Ellis, who's a local minister. And he joined the activists during the press conference, and he summed it up the best when he said, "Today we stood on the steps of City Hall to show that Black Lives Matter in Newark, and it turned out ugly." And it really did turn out ugly. Do you have the picture there, Funkhauser?
Yeah. Everyone can see it right out there on our page. That's what you see when you're listening.
Yeah, it's not good times. And look, if you're going to be one of those people that and that's people standing up for what they believe in, that is intrinsically American. And we've gotten to a stage in the game where if you don't, who will? And you absolutely admire that. But you got to be willing, no matter what it is that you are standing up for. You've got to be willing to walk it like you talk it. Now, watch that Gandhi movie. See what he put people through in the name of peace. Look at what people that have been willing to stand up for peace in the past have been willing to take: the punishment, the scorn, the mockery, the physical abuse. A lot of the time, that's what it takes to be a peaceful protester. And whatever it is you're standing up for, you absolutely 100 million% have to believe in it. You can't just be along for the ride. You can't just be along because you're angry, because it kind of sort of, speaks to some part of you. You got to know what you're talking about. You have to know what you're talking about. You have to believe in what you're talking about. You have to really mean it. You must walk it like you talk it. And this is the problem in this day and age. We are all so quick to jump to some sort of conclusion. We are all such joiners without really thinking through the joining. We've gotten to a point where we just want to jump to the most extreme of conclusions with regard to anything. And when it comes down to this gun control debate that's no doubt going to be raging for the next week and a half, or those ranchers in Oregon, they're terrorists. They're a well-organized militia as outlined by the Second Amendment. We know almost nothing about these people or their motives or what they're doing, yet people have been so quick to draw the lines and take sides. And when you do that, not so much online, not so much when you join a Facebook group, but when you do that in person, as was done on the steps of City Hall in Newark, New Jersey the other day, you're getting into some real stuff. And there can be some real consequences. So whatever it is you're doing, and like I said, it would be hilariously ironic that a peace protest broke out into violence were it not so terribly sad. And I think a big part of the reason why a peace protest turned to violence was because people don't think. People are very quick to judge. People are very quick to join. People are very quick to join whatever the most extreme faction is because, that's a clearly defined position, no matter what debate you're involved in. the most extreme side of an argument is very clearly defined. And you know what? It's a simple narrative for simple people. But guess what? We don't live in simple times. So before you throw in with people, before you start expressing yourself in a way that is, I'm right, and everybody that disagrees with me, us, everyone that disagrees with us is a moron, really think, examine the situation. Because chances are, if people are offering you a simplified, easy to understand version of events, they're so far from the truth that it's not worth being a part of whatever they're throwing down with. All right, then. Concept 714. We have a little bit of time left in the show, and I didn't want to miss it, but we've been teasing this all show. What is your big, giant, enormous news? Now, I don't know what it is. Funkhauser doesn't know what it is, but we know, according to you, that it's big. So let's make it a big one. Let's make it worth the hour's worth of teases that we've been putting the audience through. Drum roll, please. You know what? Ever since watching Christmas Vacation over the holidays, whenever I hear a drum roll, I'm always like, joy to the world. But anyways, drum roll, please. Funkhauser.
I just saved a bunch of money. WakeTheFlockUp.net.
Yes.
Will soon be sitting down with the writer of the NWA movie Straight Outta Compton, Lee Savage. There you go.
There you go.
How dare you?
Wrong button, Funkhauser.
How dare you?
Really?
Sorry.
That's an awesome get. You're going to be sitting down with the writer of the NWA movie Straight Outta Compton.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. How did that happen? I mean, obviously you have to ask, but who did you ask and how did you ask?
Well, I don't want to, Okay, so I heard him on a podcast where he did not get his just due. Like, the podcast people that were interviewing had no interest in what he was talking about. And he wanted to talk about hip-hop and his upcoming projects, blah, blah, blah. So then I saw the way it went down. I reached out and said, if you really want a network that will actually embrace what you have to say, WakeTheFlock.net is the place to come. He checked out the shows. He's with it, and he's coming down. That episode will air later this month.
Oh, we're so excited to hear that. Congratulations on everything you got going on. Concept 714, Young Baca, thank you so much for joining us in the studio and hanging out today and giving us accounts of your violent vomiting after a night out on the town where you had entirely too much fun. Where can people check out your website, Young Baca?
YoungBacaProductions.com.
YoungBacaProductions.com. Thank you, Funkhauser. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow.
Give people the benefit of the doubt even when they don't deserve it.